and welcome back again for pre-algebra. This is lesson 78. You can see here it is on signed numbers again, and specifically they want us to kind of put parentheses into these problems, and also they remind us about our order when adding. So I've got two examples for these two things. The first one, what they're trying to do is they're trying to get us into an algebra mindset here, because we've been doing arithmetic ever since kindergarten, or pre-K even. And we kind of have this idea of plus and minus. In algebra, really everything gets counted as addition. It's just addition with signed numbers. So that's what they're trying to get you into the habit of thinking in this new way. So what they recommend that you do is, in a problem like this, -2 plus 3 minus 5 plus 7, is to just put parentheses around each sign and number and add all of those numbers up. So in this case, it would be -2 plus +3 plus -5 plus +7. So it's called algebraic addition. Basically, all of these are just a signed number, and you are adding all of them. And you just use the rules we've already learned. If we add -2 and +3, we have different signs. So we take the sign of the bigger number, positive, and we subtract. 3 minus 2 is 1, we get +1. We're then adding +1 and -5. So again, we have different signs. We take the sign of the bigger number, negative, and we subtract. 5 minus 1 is 4, so we get -4. And then we add -4 plus +7. Again, we have different signs. We take the sign of the bigger number, positive, and we do 7 minus 4, and we get 3. So our answer is +3. Now, if we go over to this other example, they talk about order of addition, and this is something that may help you, because using the same method of just kind of counting everything as a signed number that we are adding all together, you can actually add them in any order that you want. And I found this to be very helpful to some people. So -3, -2, +3, -4, +5, we're adding all of those. But the cool thing is, it doesn't matter what order you add in. On the first example, I went straight down the line, but I didn't have to. If I wanted to, I could have added the negatives together and then the positives and added those two answers. I could have worked it out from the end to the beginning. It doesn't really matter. Whatever way is easiest for you is the way I would recommend doing it. So if you would rather go straight down the line, that way you don't forget something, go ahead and do it that way, like I just did. If it's better for you to maybe put all the negative numbers together first, then put all the positive numbers together, then add those two answers, do that. It's kind of different from person to person. So just to show you on this second one here, I'm going to work it out a different way. I'm going to do like I was saying. I'm going to take the negative numbers and put them together, put the positive numbers together, and then put those two answers together. So in this case, I'd add -3, -2, and -4. The reason I might want to do that is because it's easy to add numbers with the same sign. You just keep the sign and you add them. So -3 plus -2 is -5. And then -5 plus -4 is -9. I just need to remember that I have that answer, so I'll write it down. And then I can do the same thing with the positive numbers. I can do +3 plus +5. I just keep the sign and I add them together, and I get +8. So I end up with one problem where I'm adding different signs. That's what makes this way a little bit easier for some people. So I'm adding -9 and +8. I use the different signs rule. I take the sign of the bigger number, negative, and then I subtract 9 minus 8 and I get 1. So I get an answer of -1. Now if I had added them in order, I would have got the exact same answer. I would have done -3 and -2, -5, plus +3, -2, plus -4, -6, plus +5, -1. So the order we add in does not affect the answer, but it may be easier for you to do it one way or another. So like I said, we're all a little different. For some people, it's easier to go straight down the line. For some people, it's easier to put the negatives together, put the positives together. I leave that up to you. Either way is correct and either way works. So do the way that works for you. Now go ahead and work on your problem set there, 30 problems as usual. Let me know if you have any problems. Just put it in the comments there and I'll help you out. I'll see y'all later.